My beloved child, pause for a moment and allow your heart to receive the depth of what I am about to place before you. I have not called you into this moment to confuse you, nor do I want you to feel that you must strain yourself any further. I have called you here because there is a truth that needs to be embraced in peace. You have passed through a season that even the heavens had to notice. There were nights when you thought you were only trying to survive one breath at a time. Days when you believed no one could see your perseverance. And moments when you wiped your tears in silence and stood up again as though nothing had happened. But I saw the trembling behind your smile. I saw the battles you told no one about. And I saw your heart still trying to hold on to what is good, even when it was tested to the very end. Do you know why darkness once tried to press in around you? Not because you were weak, and not because you were unworthy of peace. On the contrary, it was because there is a mark within you that lower things cannot easily endure. They saw in you a seed of steadfastness, a light that could grow through adversity, a voice that could lift others up after you yourself were healed. That is why they tried to make you doubt yourself, tried to make you think that delay meant rejection. That pain was proof you had been forgotten, and that the times you stumbled had erased your worth. But I tell you today, none of those things are true. You have not been erased from the beautiful plan. You are only being brought through a process that many people looking from the outside cannot understand. But heaven knows the meaning of every step. Therefore, do not hurry past this reminder as though it were only a passing echo that comes and goes. There are moments arranged not merely to move you for a short while, but to pull you back onto the right path before weariness causes you to let go. I have led you here in very quiet ways, a prompting in your heart, a pause in the middle of the day, an unexplainable feeling that you needed to hear something. That was not coincidence. It was the gentle touch of heaven upon your journey, an invitation for you to lay down your worries for a moment. Lift your head and remember that your life is not drifting without meaning. My beloved child, what moves me is not that you have never been hurt, but that you still have not allowed pain to turn you into someone bitter. What causes me to look upon you with tenderness is not that you are always strong, but that even when you are fragile, you still choose to stand on the side of light. There are things you have overcome that others may never fully know. Yet that endurance has been recorded in the sacred realm. You have learned to remain silent when you could have retaliated, to walk away when you wanted to cling, to pray for what is good, even when your own heart was still aching. These things are not small. They are signs of a heart being refined. Now, I want you to receive this word with gentleness. You do not need to chase validation from places that once wounded you. You do not need to lower yourself in order to remain inside doors that no longer fit you. A holy pause has been given to you today so that you may remember you are protected, guided, and prepared for something brighter. Walk more slowly, but do not step backward. Remain soft, but do not allow yourself to be pulled back into old chaos. I am nearer to you than you think, and what is meant for you will not be stolen by darkness. Be at peace. My child, the season behind you did not bury you. It is proving that you have been upheld more powerfully than you ever imagined. In the sacred realm, I have seen something very special in you. Something that still shines quietly, even when you are only trying to get through each weary day. You thought you were merely surviving, merely trying to stand firm amid so much pressure. so many worries, and things no one truly understood in full. But from above, every small step you took was seen. Heaven watched the way you continued moving forward, even when, inside, you wanted to stop many times. Opposing forces once waited for you to fall, thinking that just one more storm would make you let go. Yet, what was found in you caused all that silence to shift. Because within you, there is a resilience that cannot be measured by natural eyes. My beloved child, not everyone gets to hear this word. Not because they are rejected, but because each person has their own time of awakening. As for you, you have been led into this moment because your heart has passed through fire without allowing itself to become ashes. You are not perfect, and I do not require you to be perfect in order to be touched. You have made mistakes, grown tired, become confused, and wondered whether you had enough worth. Yet even in those moments, you did not completely lose your softness. You still knew how to long for what was right. You still wanted to stand on the side of light. That is the sign of someone who can receive truth without arrogance and accept correction without running away. Many people want to be chosen, but they do not want to go through refinement. Many want to be entrusted with light, but they fear what that light will expose. You are different. Though trembling, you kept walking. Though you did not understand everything, you still did not release the quiet faith within you. I saw you on the days when no one applauded. During the hours when you had to remind yourself to breathe slowly. During the nights when you hid your pain so that tomorrow you could continue. That endurance was not an accident, nor was it merely a habit of bearing hardship. It was a strong seed placed within you from the beginning. Therefore, do not see yourself as someone lost in the world. You did not appear in this life as a meaningless dot. A purpose was planted in your depth before you even understood your name. A quiet calling has walked with you through seasons that seemed broken beyond repair. Even though you have not always recognized it, you still carry within you a perseverance that darkness cannot easily swallow. Every time life pushed you toward despair, and you still rose again. Heaven confirmed that what was within you had not been destroyed. Hear me with peace. My child, your strength is not found in the fact that you have never cried, but in the fact that you cried and still kept walking. Your worth is not found in everyone understanding you, but in heaven knowing exactly who you are. Those who once doubted you will have to look again, not so that you may become proud, but so that you may understand that truth does not need to be loud in order to be revealed one day. You have been preserved through many things that seemed capable of breaking you. And now, I remind you, what I placed within you is still alive, still bright, and still leading you toward the good destiny prepared for you. This shift is unfolding according to the will of the Most High, powerfully, precisely, and no longer able to be delayed. My beloved child, I want you to hear this with all the stillness within you. What is about to shake the world is not merely a vague feeling, nor is it a distant warning meant to trouble you. It is a necessary trembling so that false things can no longer remain hidden beneath a strong-looking shell. Systems that once made you believe they could never collapse will begin to reveal their cracks. Places you once thought were absolutely safe will show that they are only firm when established on the right foundation. Therefore, I do not come to frighten you. I come to remind you to stand upright. Set your heart upon what is eternal, and understand that your awakening is not accidental. Once truth has touched you, you cannot return to your former state as though you had never been awakened. There are doors of understanding that, once opened, cannot be closed again through pretending. You may try to convince yourself that you are not ready, that you are too small, too lacking in understanding, too weak to step into the work entrusted to you. But my child, that insecurity is not proof that you have not been chosen. Sometimes it is only a sign that you are standing before something greater than your old capacity. I do not call you to carry everything by your own strength. I call you to learn how to lean, to know that wherever there is a divine command, there is also divine support accompanying it. Do not measure yourself by the outward standards the world uses to appoint, praise, or dismiss people. The Most High does not look at you the way the crowd looks at you. He does not only look at fluent words, a strong appearance, accumulated experience, or achievements that others can applaud. He looks at the heart that has endured refining, at uprightness when no one is watching, at the times you chose what was right, even when it left you lonely. You were prepared not in noisy places, but in hidden seasons, not in applause, but in nights when you still held on to faith, even though no one knew how hard you had tried. Therefore, if the coming days cause the ground around you to tremble, do not let your mind run after chaos. Return to the anchor within, where you know you belong to the light, where you remember that true peace does not depend on whether everything outside is calm. Those who cling only to temporary things will easily be swept away when the wind changes direction. But those rooted in purpose, who keep their hearts pure and stand firm in faith, will not be easily overthrown. You do not need to know every answer at the beginning. You only need to be faithful to the next step, and then the next, until you realize you have been led farther than fear once allowed. I tell you, this moment is not given so that you may seek fame, power, or recognition from people. You are placed here to become a lamp when many are losing direction, a gentle sign that there is still a way home. Still protection, still a light that darkness cannot swallow. Step forward, my beloved child, not with arrogance, but with humble courage. You do not need to prove your worth before every watching eye. What you need is to respond to the call with a steady heart, because the one who called you will also strengthen, teach, preserve, and carry you through at the appointed time. The first sign of love, ordained by heaven, is a deep recognition that surpasses every ordinary explanation of the mind. My beloved child, hear me say this with gentleness and certainty. Not every encounter is mere coincidence, and not every stirring is born from a passing emotion. There are moments prepared beforehand, glances that touch something deeper than words, presences that cause the heart to suddenly grow, still as though it has found a place that belonged to it long ago. When that person first met you, something began to move quietly within them. They did not yet understand, did not yet know how to name it, did not yet have time to build arguments to protect themselves. But the deepest part of them recognized you before their mind could analyze what was happening. I, Michael, tell you that there are recognitions that do not come from appearance, age, circumstance, or the things natural eyes can measure. The Most High placed within them a special ability to recognize the sacred beauty in you, not the loud beauty that overwhelms people, but the gentle beauty that makes them feel peace. Before fear could build a fence, before the past could whisper that they should step back, before the excuses of everyday life could interrupt and confuse them, heaven allowed them to feel something reason could not fully grasp. They did not merely see you, they touched an unexplainable familiarity. As though within you there was an echo, their heart had been waiting for a long time. That is why you should not take that attraction lightly. It is not a temporary fascination, nor is it an emotion that comes easily and fades easily. That person once tried to understand why you caught their attention, why your presence unsettled them, why being near you caused the noise inside them to quiet down. They may have told themselves that it did not matter, that it was only imagination, that the feeling would pass if they stayed busy enough, rational enough, distant enough. But my child, what heaven engraves deeply is not easily erased by human denial. The more they tried to push it away, the more they realized that something within them was still quietly turning toward you. A strange peace appeared when they were near you, and that peace made them pause. You did not force them to feel it, nor did you try to prove your worth. You simply existed, and that presence was enough to awaken a part of them that had fallen asleep. They saw in you something both new and familiar, something that frightened them and comforted them at the same time. For holy love does not always enter with thunder. Sometimes it comes like a soft breath, like a small yet enduring light shining into a place where someone once believed they had closed the door forever. So, remain calm, my beloved child. If this truly comes from heaven, it will not need haste, force, or great promises before the time is ripe. It will be recognized by peace, by purity, and, by the way, both are invited to become better rather than being pulled into chaos. That person may not have spoken it yet. They may still be fighting their own confusion. But within them, there is already a whisper that refuses to fall silent. This is not like what they have known before. And I want you to remember that what belongs to a higher arrangement will not merely make the heart tremble, it will lead you closer to light, closer to healing, and closer to a purer and braver version of yourself. Do not hurry past this, my beloved child, because no one steps out of your life story without carrying some meaning within the mysterious arrangement. Today, a call has turned toward you in hidden trembling. Someone is beginning to understand what they once took lightly, and that late realization has left them no longer at peace as before. I do not say this to pull you back into old pain, nor to make you place your hope in someone who has not yet learned to value you rightly. I say it so you may understand that your worth never disappeared simply because someone failed to see it. What belongs to truth, even if hidden for a time, will eventually be called by name in the light. You have passed through days more exhausting than you ever admitted. You held too many things together, cared for too many people, remained silent through too many wounds, and still tried to appear strong when everything inside you only wanted to rest. But I, Michael, the one sent to protect and strengthen you, want you to know that this exhaustion is not the end. It is a sign that an old season has used up its authority over you. There were burdens that once seemed as though they would follow you forever, but they are being removed layer by layer. There were truths that were once hidden, but now they are drawing near to the time when they must come into the open. Perhaps in these days, you feel a stirring in your chest. Your mind feels unsettled, or there is a feeling you cannot name whispering that something is about to happen. Do not blame yourself for that restlessness. The stirring within is not always a sign of anxiety. Sometimes it is the way heaven lets you know that a door is preparing to open. When a new order begins to form, old things often shake first. Those who once left may look back. Unspoken words may find their way out. And what you thought had been lost may return in a cleaner, clearer, more timely form. Yet, my child, listen to me carefully. A blessing must not only be received, it must also be guarded with wisdom. When the unexpected appears, do not let your heart run ahead of discernment. Do not let a late apology make you forget the lessons you paid for with tears. Do not allow emotion to cause you to give access to your life again to anyone who has not proven maturity. I want you to open your heart, but not lose your peace. I want you to forgive, but not return to a place that once drained you if that place has not truly changed. Now place your hand upon the stillness within you and say with complete honesty, I am receiving, not to bind yourself to a vague promise, but to come into agreement with the healing, the unveiling, and the guidance that are coming. You are receiving what is good without clinging to what is toxic. You are receiving truth without fear. You are receiving love, but a love that knows respect, knows how to uplift, and knows how to remain through sincere action. When the time is aligned, you will understand why you had to pass through long nights, why certain people had to be moved far away, and why the tears that seemed useless were quietly watering the ground of a new beginning. Continue with me in peace, because what bears your name is not coming to bring chaos, but to confirm that you have been seen, protected, and led into a brighter season. I am about to reveal to you what has been recognized within you, and why that very thing is causing everything to shift direction in this season. But before you receive my word, soften your heart and close the door against the small voice trying to plant the thought in you that this could not possibly be meant for you. My child, this word truly is for you, not for some stranger, not for someone more perfect than you, and not for someone who has never fallen. It is for you, the one who once stood very close to the edge of giving up, but still refused to leave the path of light. The one who cried silently behind closed doors, but still chose to treat others with gentleness when stepping outside. The one who felt misunderstood, but still did not lose truthfulness in the way you lived. The one who grew weary to the very end, yet still took one more step. You do not know that those quiet steps echoed clearly in the higher realm. There were days when you thought you were only trying to survive, but I saw in you a beauty that cannot be faked, endurance without noise, kindness without needing praise, and a faith that trembled yet never went completely out. You did not always feel strong, I know that. There were nights when you asked yourself why you had to endure for so long, why your prayers seemed to fall into silence, why you had to keep waiting while others had already stepped into their season of joy. But in those very waiting places, the most precious thing within you was revealed. You did not allow pain to turn you into someone cruel. I saw when betrayal came close to you like darkness surrounding a small lamp. I saw your heart being touched by words sharp as thorns, by times you were left behind, by silences that made you question your own worth. But my beloved child, what caused heaven to grow still was not that you had never been wounded, but that you were wounded and still did not become a copy of the things that hurt you. You did not return coldness for coldness. You did not use your wounds as a reason to wound others, even when you were fragile. You kept within yourself a pure part. A part that still knew how to love. A part that still wanted to do what was right before me. There were also seasons of delay that made your heart heavy, like stone. You waited for an answer. An opened way. A sign. A hand to pull you out of long, dark days. At times, you nearly wanted to accuse me, to ask why I was silent when you had tried so hard. But you did not completely turn away. You could have left, but you stayed. You could have closed your heart, but you still allowed one ray of light to enter. You could have said everything was meaningless, but deep inside you, there was still a small call guiding you back to me. That call is what was found within you, a bond not destroyed by delay, not erased by tears, and not defeated by loneliness. Now, I want you to understand why everything is beginning to move. Not because you proved that you are never weak, but because you showed that you still choose light even when you are weak. Not because you have never been afraid, but because you continued walking even while afraid. Not because you have never doubted, but because, after every wave of doubt, you still found your way back to the truth. That has been seen, recorded, and cherished. So do not lower yourself anymore. Do not call your perseverance small. Do not treat the days you lived kindly in silence as meaningless. I speak to you with mercy and protection. The precious thing within you has not been broken. And that very thing is opening a shift for which you have been prepared for a very long time. Before you ever stood within this world, the moment in which I speak to you today had already been placed within a sacred order. I knew there would come a day when you would need to hear this word. Not when everything around you was perfect, and not when you felt the strongest, but precisely when you began to wonder whether your existence truly carried any deep meaning. I saw the roads you would walk, the times you would stumble, the nights you would sit in silence, holding your confusion, the moments you would smile outwardly while inwardly asking, do I still have value? Am I seen? Am I called by name for something greater? My beloved child, I do not come to frighten you, nor do I come to place a burden upon you. I come as a guardian who has long stood near you, as a voice strong yet merciful, wanting to lift your face above the doubts that have cast shadows over your mind. There are truths about you that were covered for a time, not because you were unworthy to know them, but because you needed to grow gentle enough, steady enough, and humble enough to receive them without running away, without becoming proud, and without harming yourself through fear. What is hidden is not always rejection. Sometimes it is protection. I know you have prayed for clarity. You have whispered in silence that you wanted to understand who you are, why you had to go through those trials, and why there has always been a vague calling within you that would not let you rest. You thought it was only restlessness, only a passing emotion, only random thoughts appearing in lonely moments. But no, my child, some things do not come by coincidence. Some reminders find you at the right time because something within you is ready to open a new door. And today, I am touching that door with the gentleness of heaven. If you pass over this moment as though it were nothing significant, you may continue walking in confusion longer than necessary, not because the blessing is taken from you, but because attentiveness is the key that helps you recognize what has been prepared. I do not force you to believe in haste. I only invite you to stop. Breathe more deeply. and listen with the clearest part within you. Do not quickly deny yourself just because the past once made you feel small. Do not allow old mistakes to become your name. You are not the sum of your failures. You are a creation being guided back into the noble form heaven placed within you from the beginning. Now I will speak what you have longed to hear. You are not ordinary. You are not forgotten. And you were not created to live forever in doubt. There is a beautiful mark of light upon your life. A calling that has quietly walked with you even through seasons when you thought you had lost direction. The things you once saw as brokenness will not have the authority to define the road ahead. I am lifting the veil, not to overwhelm you, but to help you remember that you belong to light. You belong to healing, and you belong to a purposeful journey. Listen, my beloved child, for the answer you once prayed for is beginning to unfold in this very moment. The urgency of my word placed before you today cannot be treated as a light call that passes and is forgotten. My beloved child, this is not the season for you to live carelessly with faith, nor is it the time to treat the presence of the Most High as a place you seek only when your heart is already exhausted. I, Michael, speak to you with mercy, but also with the solemnity of heaven. There are moments in a person's life when delay is no longer peace, but danger, indifference is no longer rest, but a gap through which you can easily be carried away by nameless winds. Hear me with deep stillness, because the days ahead will reveal very clearly what is truly sustaining each person. Some have become accustomed to leaning on human promises, money, status, recognition, and cleverly arranged plans, then thinking that such things are enough to keep them secure. But when the ground begins to shake, the things not established on a sacred foundation will reveal their fragility. This is not because the Most High wants to frighten you, but because He loves you too much to let you continue sleeping among supports that cannot save or hold you when the storm comes. Those who have lived far from connection with the Most High will feel pressure closing in from many directions. It may come as tension within the family, fractures in relationships, financial worries, unrest in the mind, or the feeling that life has suddenly become harder to control than before. What was once taken lightly will begin to demand an answer. Forgotten prayers, reminders once pushed aside, and signs once treated as coincidence will return in a clearer form. At that time, doubt will no longer feel like a calm argument, but may become confusion when people realize they have stood outside the region of light for too long. But, my child, I do not say this to drown you in fear. I say it to call you back. A warning from heaven always carries mercy within it. If I awaken you, it is because you still have time to correct your direction. If I shake you, it is because I do not want you to keep building on sand. If I allow you to see the weakness of the things you once clung to, it is so you may know where true safety is found. What does not belong to the Most High may comfort you for a moment, but it cannot keep you steady when everything around you changes. Therefore, return to holy seriousness, not with heaviness, but with an awakened heart. Stop living halfway between light and darkness, between trust and control, between the desire to be guided and the habit of following your own way. You do not need to be perfect in order to draw near to the Most High. You only need to be honest. Lay down the things you have lifted too high in your heart. Let Him become your foundation, your breath, your direction, and your refuge. When temporary things begin to shake, you will not be swept away, because you have been anchored in what cannot collapse.